Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a training. So I want to do this training on how to basically set up an ad for testing, and I'm going to go on the presumption that we don't have loads and loads of budget. So these things are different. If you're going like, oh, I've got £1,000 a day, which I doubt you have. A lot of companies do, but the bigger ones are already doing a lot of testing and know what's going on. But for smaller businesses, we only have, let's say, a couple of creatives, a couple of images, a couple of videos, and we want to test. But the platform has changed so much over the time that it's actually quite hard to get these testings right. And I have lots of to and fro's with my employees over the best way to test things out. And it's kind of on your you need to kind of make a decision of what results you want to get and how you want to see those results. So I'm going to set up a campaign, which is actually a campaign that I'm going to set up now for some ads that I want to do, testing, getting people to come from an ad into the school where you are watching this. Okay, so as you know, the school's very new. People come from podcast, emails, but I haven't done an ad to it yet. So I want to do an ad to it. So I thought, what better way of doing it than actually building the ad for you so you can see what I do. And I'll explain why I build this one in a certain way, and then we'll build it in two ways so you can make a decision of what you want to do. So, first of all, we want to go to create a campaign, right? And I want to do a lead campaign because that's what I'm doing, because we want to get leads, and I always want to go to a manual lead campaign, so we continue there. Right. Let's do this let's just call this, obviously you guys need to name this how you want to. I'm going to do this test school creative. In fact, let's do this differently. Let's school creative test. Okay, right. So I'm going to keep this. I very rarely nowadays actually touch the campaign budget. So let's keep that off. We go next. Now on this one, I'm actually going to keep my audience open. Now, why am I going to keep my audience open on this? Well, I've been running ads for a while with advertising and all the things to do with doing ad campaigns like you can imagine. But I've found it quite expensive. So what I want to do is I'm going to test going broad, but with a higher age group of 25 to 60. So in a way, I want to get small business owners. I don't want to get them too young. 25 might be too young. But I want to get rid of the 18s because what I don't want to get, and I know that's unfair to people who might be on this thinking that they're young and I'm not going to show them my ad, but I also want people who've got some money. So your business is already generating some revenue and you might want to pay me for my services. So that's the thought process I have to go into. So let's go to website. I don't go into an instant form. As you know, I don't want to use instant forms. You might not know, but it's another video. Instant forms, the quality is not good, so we're not using it. Right, so add clinic pixel, and then conversion event, I'm going to complete registration. The reason I'm using a complete registration is because school, you can put your pixel into school, and school automatically has page view, complete registration for leads, and purchase if someone wants to purchase a program, which obviously mine's free, so we don't have to do that. Dynamic creative, that's going away. I'm not going to use dynamic creative on this, and even if I did press this on, it would still only give me the option of flexible. And if it doesn't give you the option of flexible and sticks to the old-fashioned dynamic creative, which FYI was amazing for the last 4 years, but let's take it away, Meta, thank you. Flexible doesn't give you, so what we would used to do is test on flexible. In fact, I'm going to show you 3 options. So, right, so let's just get everything else sorted. So the audience, UK-wide, I always love old-fashioned, it's just the way I work. I like to go to switch to original. Let's put in so we're going to go to the whole of UK, and then I'm going to go up, as you saw on the top, I put 25. Sorry, it's all being a bit glitchy. 25 to 60 on here, like that. And then I'm going to keep it all open. So that's all we're going to go for, right? And then next. But before I press next, in case you're wondering, and this would have been my go-to, I'm going to click on Dynamic Creative. I'm going to show you what Dynamic Creative would do, because this is the first option of doing something, but it's going away, so I don't recommend it. And I'll actually show you an example in the account. And even though I've clicked website, these are little things you have to look for. It's now going form. Well, I don't have a form. click that off. I don't have a form, so we have to go and click on none, even though I've chosen website. Facebook is in the habit nowadays of pushing us to default things that we probably don't actually want to do. Okay, so get that ready for sign up. Right, so if I was going to do a dynamic ad, I could now, I've clicked it in the ad set, and I can go to select images, and I can choose the images I want, and you can see them building up here, right? And now I've got a dynamic ad. And primary text, we always have another add text option in headline, primary text, and description there, no matter how you build your ad. But you only get this layout if you use dynamic creative or flexible. Now, because this ad account still gives me dynamic creative, I don't have a flexible option. You might see that in your account. But let's say this is running, and let's say I built this and it was running. If I go back to another ad I was doing, why this was great was because I would go to a previous ad, like let's see, one with some data in it. Okay, right, let's move a funnel. Let's go to this one here. So I've built this as a dynamic creative ad ages ago. And the way we would report on this, you can see it's been really glitchy. It's still holding the bugs that I have to go through every single day. I'm surprised I haven't had a nervous breakdown. Right. So this is the ad there. Let's just go back to this. Let's choose that particular ad. It's been really slow. I don't know why. I do apologise. Right, in here. Now, in breakdown of a dynamic ad, we used to be able to go to breakdown, and we used to scroll all the way down to the bottom and have a dynamic creative element. We used to be able to click on that, and it would bring up image, text, headline. And when I click on image, it will tell me here. So you can see here that this clip got all the 14 leads. And I'm paying £30 a lead, right? So this was a really good test. You can see that through this test, brilliant. Okay, that's the one that worked. So I know. So that was a really good way of testing without having to build separate ads or separate ad sets. But Facebook is taking it. You can see how this is doing as I'm scrolling across. This is going. That's because it's disappearing. So obviously I'm in the ads. I'm in so many ad accounts all the time, me and my team, that we see all this happening. It's not just I've got my one ad account. And when I'm doing that, it glitches. And that glitching is because it's not bringing through the information. So what I've started seeing on other people's ad accounts, where they can still have dynamic creative, this will be empty, or when I bring it up, nothing comes up. Okay, so I would also be able to go through down to dynamic and go to text. And it will tell me which text is working. See? Really, really good. So everything's getting leads, but the things that FB ad courses don't tell you didn't work the best. So it means I can actually get rid of that. I can actually take out that copy or not use it again. Or if I've got a copy sheet, I can get rid of that. So that's how dynamic creative works. But it will move to flexible. Flexible works exactly the same way. You can build an ad in exactly the same way by putting multiple pieces of creative in there or text, like this. But it won't give you this breakdown. Just won't do it. Pain, real pain. It's a shame. Right, let's go back to our ad that we're building. Turn this one off. Right, so that's the dynamic creative way. Now I need to go back in and I need to turn that off. Okay, I wonder if it brings up the flexible now. Turn that off. So we've got everything in here, complete registration. Let's go through to our leads. Right. Let's have a look to see if it brings in. No, it doesn't. Right, so here we go. So this is one of my creatives. So I would now, so now we're into the next two ways. If you wanted to know exactly which one worked and you're happy to spend a little bit more money, £10 an ad, then you could build 3 ad sets with a different ad. Or you can do it this way, where you build 3 ads and then you let Facebook run. So because we are putting our budget in the ad set, if I make 3 ads underneath here, which I'm going to do now, it means that my budget will spread across these 3 ads, but Facebook will choose a winner, and if it chooses ad 1, there's a very, very high chance that the other 2 won't get much spend at all. It'll make that decision very quickly, and all the budget will go to ad 1. So let's build this, and I can show you how we then build the next one, right? So let's call this one, this is ad 1, okay? Why are Facebook ads so confusing? Now, the way I would do this, I would go ad 1, why are Facebook ads so confusing? So I know which one that is, okay? Now I'll go down here, and I'm just going to go through a little bit of a setup. I'm going to take that image out because I want to show you what happens when you're putting an image in. So let's just get our links in here, like that. Okay, so that's where I'm sending people to. Right, let's go back into the ad set creative. So I'm going to add an image, creative setup. This is like the new structure. We're not going to, these sources are coming in, but don't worry, you can turn this off. I am going to turn this off. So text. Now we're going to, let's just be, this isn't about a text so this is just about how to set up. So this is test 1 text in here, okay? And our headline, and the other thing is you don't actually have to do this in Power the Potential, right? Okay, let's take that and let's put that in there. Right, so you don't actually have to go through this way. You could just go straight to media and then do this afterwards. So don't feel like you're set in stone here. So there's our text, sign up, right? So our media, I'm going to go to upload my image. I think it's number 3, which is the confusing one. I've actually got these wrong around. Let's have a look. Why are Facebook ads so confusing? Number 3, yeah. Right, so I'm going to bring this in. This is going to come up. Make sure this is all, that's trying to go to a different one, which is not going to look great. So make sure you go back to the original one, otherwise it will stretch things out. I always start on all the originals. Okay, we go through, new AI generation. Haven't really explored this yet, but I have come to realize that these don't look great for what I need. So I'm going to skip. And then we've got the enhancements. Now the enhancements is what catches people out all of the time, right? Turn everything on and then turn it off again. Otherwise it's going to catch you out. Because if we'd left it like that, all these under here, which they hide. They hide all this. It's just so annoying. But the one I do want to use is, not overlays, visual touch-ups. Because you say how I had a square, because I'm going to go to all placements, I want them to stretch out that green, okay? Now at the moment it's a bit of a test, but I just don't want it to look really bad on a reel. So I'm just going to get the visual touch-ups up on. 82% of people advertise with that. And I'm going to go with done. Like that. Okay, so I've got my ad here. Right, let's just see what other things I'd need to do just to make sure. Description usually pulls in through the Facebook page, just check that. You can see here 1 out of 9. If that's 8 out of 9 or 7, you know that you haven't turned everything off. Website, here we go again, it's taking me to a form. We don't want to go back, we want to go back to none, and we've got our pixel in here. Now I'm going to set up the next ad. So I'm going to go to quickly duplicate, nice and quick way of doing it. It's going to carry all my tests. The reason I like to do that is because it brings through speed, all of the text again. And all I need to do in here now is change it, go back here, add image, and go straight to media, and click on Facebook ads are tough. Click through, make sure these are all in original, yeah. Go through. Every time we have to do this, it's the same repetitive stuff. Click that. It says all off. Let's just have a little check. Oh, it's not all off. It's got really music on there, which will probably be Spanish and all these other things. See what I mean? Facebook is really cheeky. So I out of habit, I now go on, turn them all on, and then turn them all off, which will then turn them all off. And then I'll choose the ones I want. I wanted... which one do I want? Visual touch-ups. Okay, and then done. So then I can go back up to the top, create my next one, add 2. Why are Facebook tough? oh, Facebook ads are tough. Facebook ads are tough. Okay, right. And then I would do number 3. Quickly duplicate. Change the image. Straight to media. The next image is here. Why are Facebook ads so tough? Make sure it's all on original. Yeah. No AI generation, thank you. Enhancements, again, just to prove it, they'll be on. Yeah, so we have to turn them off. On, and then turn them off again. Go down to the 101, which is visual touch-ups. Done. Right, now, what Facebook will do, it will use my budget in my ad set, which is, if I wanted it, is £20 a day. Let's say my budget's £20 a day. It's going to distribute £20 a day between these to start off with. If it finds out that ad 2 is the winner, sorry, that one should be labelled ad 3. If it finds out that ad 2 is the winner, all the budget will go to ad 2 and these two won't get a proper test. But it is an internal test that you wanted to find a winner pretty quickly so you can then scale with this particular ad. The other way of doing this is, imagine you're rebuilding this. I'm just going to delete these to go back to square one. Facebook a bit slow, isn't it? Right, so there's number 1. Right, I'm going to name this 1. Obviously, I'm just doing this for a bit of speed, guys. But there's Facebook 1. Okay. So now I want to get more accuracy. Well, not so much accuracy. I want to know exactly what's going on. So I'm going to call this 1, ad 1. Facebook ad. Yeah, I would. For the speed, I'm not going to do that. I know that this has got £10, well, so I know it's got £20 in it. So I go in here and I want £10 now because I'm happy to do, or let's say, our budget's £20 a day. So 20 divided by 3 is, 20 divided by 3. I always say if I was on Dragon's Den, I'd be the one with the calculator. So 20 divided by 3, £6.6. So you could go £6.60. Okay, and then we duplicate at ad set level. Quickly duplicate again. It's going to copy exactly everything over. I'm then going to go to the top of here. I'm going to change this to ad 2, like that. I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to change this to ad 2. Yeah, the writing will be why are Facebook ads so tough? Why are they so tough? Remember, I go back down here, and again we go through the same thing. We upload the next image. Media. Why are Facebook so tough? Here, originals. No variation, no enhancement. Turn on and then off again, and then go back down to the bottom, go for the hidden ones that they like to hide, go to visuals. Done. Obviously you'll be checking everything is absolutely right, but I'm just creating the process, and then we go back into the next one here, and then we go to quickly duplicate, and we make this ad 3, and we go through the same thing. Okay. Now what will happen is, let me just close that down. Rather than the last ad where we would have to go 1 ad set and then 3 ads, and it would be distributing in the ads area, and Facebook would find a winner quickly. This way allows us to actually test ad 1, 2, and 3 separately with £6.60 a day or £60 a day, whatever you want to spend, and you'll actually find a clear winner by looking at things like the click-through rate, the amount of leads you got, all those metrics that we look at. we'll find a clear winner. So that is our way. We've got dynamic creative, which turns into flexible, but flexible doesn't give you a breakdown in here. Or we've got ad set testing, which is one ad set for each ad. Don't worry about the duplication. You're only spending small amounts. You're not spending thousands. Or we've got one campaign with 3 ads in the campaign, letting Facebook find a winner. I hope that helps, and I'll see you on the next training. Bye bye.